Well, I probably spent about maybe 6 or 7 hours last night doing this background. I don't know. Well, it's supposed to be animated. I still got some more work on it. Again, I don't think I like the gradual zoom in and zoom out. And really, it's a bit of a clumsy build. And I must admit, I really don't know how the imaging system works yet. So I was going to take you through that. A little bit of an exploration of the imaging side. Now, I go on again. What was I doing? I said I wanted to get more of a workshop looking theme. My room's too small, and I wanted to give it some depth. So I just got a little bit crazy with some editing. Anyway, I thought I might take you through the process. Like I said, it was a 6-hour process, and how do you condense that stuff into 10 minutes as a 10-minute snippet? I don't know, but well, we've got pretty much what we did on the sidebar here. I think I can probably, we can flip it over now, I think. What do we got? Flip it over. There we go. I will bring Eris into the picture as well. G'day, darling. I know she's not animated yet, but, I'm working on it. It's like, that's projects. That project, they are down here. I think they've got projects down the side now. I've done some reorganizing, so I'm trying to put the projects into one place so that, things live in the same place. What can I use there? So, you basically build on a thing and it keeps the thing contained. This is something I've been shown by a few various people, and I thought, well, we'll give it a try ourselves, see if we can help our workflow. Anyway, yes, I woke up this morning. Well, actually, I noticed it was happening last night as I went to bed. The Middle East update. So what did I do this morning? Okay, so I woke up. The first thing I did was, well, I should have a male voice for that one, shouldn't I?
What is the latest news up to the minute on the situation in Iran and Middle East?
Yeah, so that was the first run done. So we got the first. We got the basic idea, the fact that the world is at war again. Anyway, so I don't know why you take so long to ingest that little bit of
Major escalation into open conflict. The United States and Israel have launched coordinated air and missile strikes across Iran described as Operation Epic Fury, targeting military infrastructure and leadership sites in Tehran and elsewhere. Reports from us, Israeli, and some international outlets say Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has been killed or is no longer alive from the strikes. Though
interesting, he's been killed or no longer alive. Is that AI thinking about the problem? But I have seen that comment everywhere else. We're going to change the word "kill." We're going to rename it to "revoked" or something. I don't know. So look, it looks like there's some major shit going on there, but I'm not here to talk about that. But I have already explored that area this morning. So we did some work yesterday. Where was it? My art. Is that where we were doing it? That's Van Gogh style thing. No, I think we put it in here. Right. Animation breakdown. It started out. We've got a basic idea where we're taking the channel, so we've now put some stuff in our project channel framework, and we've got some ideas where we're taking this. So I'm looking for something like that, a workshop, where it looks a bit more colourful than my white room. My white rooms have been on the boring side. I still don't know why it wants to put little circles on there to say it's thinking about it still, but we took that stuff there. Well, let's go to the top of it. I said, well, I have an image. Let's build a prompt, an image. What do we do here? And then she come up with that idea. I didn't mind the basic garage theme there, but it was really, what was this bench in the front? I said, I've got an odd shaped camera position here, as you can see, because my room's diagonal. Because I got a big chair. It took me quite a while to try to get her to spin the, I'm trying to say, like I'm trying to get rid of this bench. And I said, look, this is Matt Wolf, I'm trying to get this cut again, repeat. She was just really not getting the whole idea of this sort of thing here. And I was starting to really lose it after a while. Keeps on repeating. No, come on, I've got an idea. Anyway, so I took it over to Gemini, I think it was, and started playing with it over there. I don't know, the daily news. What's the daily news wrap up? Yeah, that's still scheduled, isn't it? We're not here for the daily news. Let's not get sidetracked. There we go. So subtle ambient animation. So I took it over to Gemini. I started to throw prompts in here, and it was completely just not getting it at all from these prompts. And these prompts are being built by ChatGPT. So, but to cut a long story short, I got something there that looks sort of, started to see this sort of presentation getting into something more, but I built it on a steampunk. No, that really didn't work. I don't know why I got the person in there. Anyhow, sort of after a little bit more fiddling around, I think I found an image. I found a workshop image. I trawled Google, and I found this image, and I started laying up stuff in there, trying to, just fake something into the corner there, to try to get her to understand. And of course, okay, it understands 3D geometry, and I put a bench there. That didn't really work. Again, backwards and forwards. I got her to remove the bench, and we got something like that, which was starting to get along the way. Then she got that, and I go, well, I could actually use that. So I then brought it into Photoshop, and I flipped it around the other way, right? And then I said, I want the room deeper. So we got this sort of type of aspect where she just basically expanded the room, which was nice. Then I cropped it, and I started getting, I said, look, let's take this image. So I basically re-drilled her. This is now our base image we're working from. And I said, let's put some computer screens around it. Let's put some, electronic equipment on the wall here to give it some depth. And that's what we had there. And I said, well, that's an image I could come with. So then I took that image back into here, and so we got some color into it. I sort of played with the color a little bit. We were sort of quite happy with that, and I just said, let's animate it. And she quite frankly turned around and said she can't do it. I said, where was the final closing? I said, why can't you do this? Short answer, okay.
Short answer, not properly. Not for what you want. ChatGPT can generate images. It can generate short video clips in some modes, but it cannot reliably take your exact base image and produce a controlled 30-second 1080p 30 FPS seamless animation with strict pixel discipline. What you're trying to do is controlled image-to-video animation with constraint locking. That requires frame consistency, resolution control, loop math, object preservation, motion restriction. That's a dedicated video diffusion problem, not a conversational image edit problem.
Yeah, so, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, so, we realised that we couldn't do it there, so like I said, I asked her why she couldn't do it. We did it in Gemini. I just basically got her to craft the thing, let's build it in Gemini, and then she comes back with this 8-second loop, which I guess is okay. I don't know why we got all the noise in the background. But we definitely got the oscilloscope, looking like they were doing something. We got some sort of animation happening in the overall. Yeah, it was okay. But it's 8 seconds long. I wanted a 30-second loop. I don't know how we managed to. Can we stop that? Yeah. I don't know how we managed to get a 30-second loop down to 8 seconds. But again, this could be just what I'm feeding it. As I said, I am a complete novice when it comes to that. But as I said, we had a still image. We told it what to do, and we compressed, used it as a base frame, keep composition. And if I was to expand all this out, basically. We told it what to do, so what did we tell it to do? So once we composited the actual, is there any more in there? All right, don't add new objects. Anyway, translate.
Use this image as the base frame. Keep composition, camera angle, lighting, and colors exactly the same. Create a 30-second 1920x 1080 video at 30 FPS. Static locked camera, No camera movement.
Yeah, so we got camera movement. Okay, well, how, when you're saying no camera, you get the whole idea. I've got a lot more work to be doing on this sort of stuff. I'm a little novice, but I've started to understand. I think the real base thing I'm getting away from this is the fact that just going through the process and not really worrying about it and just getting a bit weird, I was able to sort of see how, it builds prompts to build, okay, how do you build an image? This is what it sounds like.
Ultra-detailed cinematic 4K background plate of a large aged engineer garage workshop at night, designed strictly as an empty compositing background for a seated streamer. No person, no human figure, no silhouette, no mannequin, no portrait framing. Camera perspective, eye-level seated viewpoint, 35mm equivalent lens.
So what I'm seeing there is, how you would composite. So I suppose over this next week, I have no idea what sort of pictures I want to, again, let me back go to the main screen. Yeah, I really have no idea about what sort of pictures I want to make. I said I'm not an artist. I'm playing AI, this is weird. But yeah, I had an idea for creating a backdrop scene for these videos, something a little bit more, Matt Wolf, something identifiable, something more me. Those other backdrops I had were a little bit more for my gaming. This is more about AI. I wanted a workshop scene. And I think the theme we're going for is, it was a garage alchemy, I think, is the angle we're now trying to spin on this one. So we'll see how we go. Anyway, guys, I said it's Sunday morning. I haven't had coffee yet, so I think it's time for me to put this through the ringer and get it up for people to watch and get ready for a live stream. I think today, excuse me, I'm hiccuping. I think today we are going to do I've got hiccups again. I'm going to do on-screen playing silly AI games. What did we call it? We called it, the name of the stream is yes, it says, We're Building with AI. What could go wrong? So yeah, that sounds like a fun title. We tried this last Saturday, and I think we might actually introduce this one day a week into the actual live stream where we actually build along and hopefully get an audience to actually watch us and ask questions, and we can do some weird shit. Anyway, stay tuned for that as well. Again, we do have a Patreon, so, check that out. We've got some other stuff happening. Links are all down below, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.